many of them. And I'm also not going to show you the full screen. I'm cutting it off a little bit there so you don't got to see Nova's chest or anything.
I've got a question for you all. Even though I'm on this new me arc, I've got a lot of old drafts of the old me.
Just gonna make sure.
And now that I'm kind of
I just realized
I'm
it's
kind of
catching
embarrassed.
no fucking sound. I did the thing I was worried I was gonna do. Just ignore that I was listening to something. Please bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, 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 hey. Do. This is a test after all. We gotta put that there. Let's start.
A long time ago, on the continent of Arana, the once magnificent empire of stars had crumbled into oblivion. Paralyzed by its own power-hungry legions, and torn asunder by an ancient and merciless evil. But the 10th Legion, the dying empire's most valiant soldiers and most trusted, withdrew far to the west, to a land called Ebb, seeking to preserve what their empire had lost. Here, in the rugged mountains and the rich valleys of their new home, they founded the Kingdom of Ebb, a kingdom that has embraced peace and freedom for 300 years. But there was a price. Few now remember the evil that opposed them. Fewer still recall the dark sorceries cast to save them. And none could foretell that one humble farmer would stand between a vengeance from the past and the survival of the kingdom.
The Krug are attacking. I couldn't hold them back. You have long been my friend, but you can do nothing more for Old Nordic. Go to Stonebridge. Find Gjorn. If the Krug have elsewhere betrayed us, your bravery will be needed by the king. Go now.
Oh god. It just went a little fast. So, whenever I'm playing this, I like to come back here and grab my favorite weapon, the Delve Ditch. So I should say my second favorite weapon, because my favorite weapon is available a little later down the road. Gonna turn the music down just a little bit, cause it is seemingly quite loud. I quite enjoy the music. Quickly before he gets over here, quick spell. I don't think the cudgel is written. No. So, little tip I typically do when I play this, and that is that anything that is bigger than a potion, but sells for less than a potion, I don't bother picking up unless it goes in an equipment slot. So because I already have Zap, I'm not allowed to put a second copy of it in the spellbook. So there's no point in taking the second copy, because I can't sell it, nor can I just use the wrong one. So in the bottom, you are able to change how your party interacts with the game without your, so this affects their AI. Typically, I leave it move freely, attack freely, because when an enemy is within their vision range, they will automatically attack him and move towards him to attack. So there's a guy there. And this way, I don't need to manually click on the guy. Well, I have never had... That is gotta be... That's gotta be rare. I've never had that happen before. I've never had more than one copy of Zap drop this early. That's crazy. That's really funny. My plan for the build for this is to go for combat magic, because while both combat magic and nature magic has summoning, combat magic has my preferred summon, which is undead, which I believe, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I played this. I did do a test where I played until the first true dungeon, but I believe the undead that you can summon is a skeleton, and I personally love skeletons. You might be able to tell my profile picture of choice, which is, you know, a skeleton, at least the head of them. I don't need both ears to hear the game, and since keep a headphone off so that I can monitor my volume better. End up bothering. I ended up here. So if I wanted to play as efficient as possible when it came to gaining action, I would switch to another skill range. But I am frankly more concerned with leveling nature magic so that I can gain access to something faster. Now, this game has both multiplayer and single player, and in the single player, summons aren't necessarily as useful as they are in multiplayer, or if you are running the game in multiplayer. Because if you are running the game in multiplayer solo, but playing solo, you can't get companions, but in the single player you are able. I picked it up because I knew it was more than me. The one I had equipped. Now, there is a funny little thing where I believe the first peasant shortbow you pick up is worth 6. All the ones that you get from enemy drops later are worth 9. It's a fun little thing I noticed when I was making sure the game ran around. Because fun fact, this game is from 2001, I believe, is the copy on it. And it, surprise, surprise, does not run well on modern systems. So it required a few patches, and it required a external software, a third-party software that allowed me to increase the resolution past what it normally would be allowed, because for some reason, which is most likely just incompatibility, when the game attempts to launch in the native resolution, it typically ends up crashing. Because I was trying to play this when I first went to test it. By test, I more mean went to play it for nostalgia. During the Thanksgiving holiday, it ended up trying to run it on my laptop, which does not have all of these extra things to make it function. And full disclosure, I had actually installed it on here over a year ago. Over a year ago at this point. Hadn't touched it until recently, after I had confirmed it was working. Because my initial plan was to set up a multiplayer server to play this with my friends, except it was so annoying for me to install myself that I decided to, because it would be annoying to teach them how to do it, I just said wait until later time. I believe this is one of the later dungeons it's explaining to you. Just kind of giving you the history of it. No one's here, but I might, when I am editing this recording, I may set up a pause where I can up. There's actually adult dress. I don't. Oh, we'll find out. I don't remember. In a while since. Now this is the original. which if you were to buy Dungeon Siege on Steam without installing a patch, this is the only campaign available. And the multiplayer is not available either. But if you were to have, you can play the expansion Legends of Piranha, which is typically what I played when I was younger, because I would play that. I would typically play the multiplayer with my sister and my father, and my sister preferred the Kingdoms of Piranha campaign because the start is a lot smoother. Because in the Legends of Piranha campaign, you start in a city, in like a walled town, and you're basically given slightly clearer instructions on what to do. Now it's not that the instructions here aren't clear, but you have access to a shop immediately, which is quite useful. You have access to a bunch of shops immediately because you start in a town, and you are fairly easily able to make it back to the town from the majority of the wilderness at the start, which is much different from the Kingdom of Ebb campaign, because the Kingdom of Ebb campaign requires you to complete basically 2 outside dungeon type areas and a crypt in order to make it the first time. And it's nice because it's a lot easier to make money in the first time, or the expansion, because you're basically, anytime your inventory is filled, you are able to just run back to town immediately and sell everything. It was way easier to accrue gold and therefore buy items you need for your whole party and keep the whole party in better shape. This is obviously way better armor, not just because it's enchanted, but just base. We're obviously going to take that. And that armor is not necessarily immediate, like, that armor is very easy to miss, because if you don't play like I do, fully zoomed out, which I apologize for janky zoom sometimes, but that is because to turn the camera, I am also using the mouse, and sometimes I accidentally scroll forward while doing so. But the main path is here, and the cave is off over there, so if you don't run over this way, it's extremely easy to miss the cave. It's right, I think right there. Yeah, it's very easy to miss the cave if you don't know it's there. Of course, I somehow, even though I have not played, or I should say, when I came back to it, even though I had not, when I was doing my little test, I managed to perfectly remember that that cave was there, even though typically what I would do is, especially when fighting a boss like this, or like an elite enemy like this, I should say, not really a boss, that's pretty bad. It makes the weirdest noise every time you hit. Typically, what I will do is I will start by killing all the little enemies, because the way armor works in this game, to my understanding, which could be completely wrong, because as I've said, I have not actively played or looked into this game very much, since I was much younger. But I believe the way armor works in this game is it basically gives you a chance to evade enemy attack. Now, that's my favorite weapon in the game. It's just normal bitch. I did not get any experience. Perfect. So the reason I was checking is because if I had gained experience with the pitchfork, it would mean that I damaged an enemy with it, which would mean I would have gained less experience in total. Combat. I do not want. I'm getting lucky drops on the nature magic. I knew magic armor is guaranteed, and you're guaranteed to get a copy of Zap. The fact that I have gotten 3 copies of Zap, a copy of Charged Fist, which is a really good spell if you were playing as a melee character. So, nature magic. Let's see if I was correct. Nope. I was apparently wrong. Or maybe I just had a bug last time when I was testing. It's entirely possible, because this game is a little buggy. Oh, no, I'm just getting lucky on spells, period. Cool. That's nice. But nature, as you can see from the spells that we have, which is a nature magic spell that increases your melee damage, and a nature magic spell that increases your armor. Nature magic combines pretty well with a melee build. And nature magic has some really good healing spells. In fact, technically, nature magic has the only healing spells, because the healing spells that I'm aware of within combat magic are more of like a leech-like type spell, so they're more lifesteal based, rather than actually being, you know, lifesteal. Or rather than being healing, they're typically lifesteal type spells. You know. Now, I know this isn't better than what I was wearing, but funny little funny little thing. If you look. Isn't that funny? So for some reason, oh, it's not the same. I thought they were. Well, they're almost identical, but yeah, I always thought it was funny that one of the early armors is almost identical to one of the clothing options you can choose at the start of the game. Now, the Poison Cloud is better in certain situations. So, the Poison Cloud, because it's DOT, and it's AoE. So it is better against groups of enemies, and when the enemy's not moving. If the enemy isn't moving, the Poison Cloud's pretty good. Now, do I know if the Poison Clouds stack? Unfortunately, I don't, because it's been a long time since I actually thought about it.
I should have guessed you'd be cleaving your way to Stonebridge to find out what's got the Krug all stirred up. If you could spare a few minutes to help an old neighbor before you go, I've a favor to ask. When I realized the Krug were actually attacking us, I tried to get to the safety of my cellar, but they had a little welcome party waiting for me. If you need any supplies for the long trek to Stonebridge, and wouldn't mind clearing out the remaining Krug downstairs, you can help yourself to whatever you need from my stalls.
Yeah, I believe the poison gas, acid gas. Yeah, so it lasts 2 seconds and it does 2 to 5 damage per second, while the fire shot does 7 to 9 damage every time it's shot. So, depending on the situation, acid gas is better. But against single targets that aren't, against like single targets that run around, acid gas is better. Or sorry, fire shot's better. But in a situation where there's a group of enemies are all standing in like the same spot and don't have low enough health to get one shot by the minimum damage from now this pusher going down, and then there's a group of enemies. Now I have a little plan, which is to gather everyone together. That way when I cast it, well, it should, but it isn't. Maybe it is single target. I mean, it's more consistent for sure. Oh, you know what? Fill up is worse. I just wanted to see how well it sells. So acid gas guaranteed surrounds the target. Fire shot has a chance to miss. That's the difference. That's why I liked acid gas better. That's the same thing I already have. I think that's also, that's the wrong knife. That one's that again, yeah. Okay. One of the knives sells for slightly less. Ooh, leather gloves, that's good. More armor, always nice. Ooh. Yeah, this is more just to make sure the stream setup works and everything. If it does, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I knew that was. That is another spell. I'll put these at the bottom. I can't use Leech Life yet, but Leech Life is pretty good. Acid gas only is good to remember now rather than later. Oh, man. Normally, I'd say that that's really lucky, but duplicates is not very lucky. I'm actually running in. I've been running into that issue like all day today. Yeah, that must have been a UI bug or something. I accidentally picked up the leather. Maybe. There was something else that was worth 11. I think that's upstairs, so... Nope, it's right there. Burlap. How much are level boosts worth? 3? Nope. Definitely not. Woohoo! Wonder how blatantly obvious it is that I'm very impatient. More burlap. So normally, when I play this, I kind of play mildly stupid, but I'm playing a little smarter than I normally do.
My thanks for clearing out the Krug. If they're coming after farmers in our own homes, I don't doubt you'll battle many more on your journey to Stonebridge. You'd best be on your way. Watch out for yourself, and don't worry about me. I've enough supplies in the cellar to keep me going until this blows over.
Alright, thanks, bud. I don't remember your name, because I didn't bother even reading if the game gave you one. And yeah, I quite like it because guaranteed hit. And the damage is okay. It does hit, okay. So if they're standing close enough together, it does hit other people as well. I was right. Because that little guy was not hit by... He was not... The crack was not targeted by... The one that had run up to the Krug was not targeted by the acid gas itself, but still died to it. Which means it is technically AoE. The AoE is extremely weak. The enemies basically have to be standing on top of each other, which does happen sometimes. It is there. See, he took damage from the poisons. So I don't know. I wish I knew what the range was that they need to be standing within to actually take the damage, but I do not know. But acid gas is preferable to me solely because it auto hits. I don't need to worry about aiming. I don't need to worry about spells missing, so it makes it slightly more efficient. just because it's a guaranteed hit, makes it slightly more efficient in the long run to use instead of Fire Shot. Fire Shot's still good, but Leech Life also guaranteed hits, but Leech Life is way worse damage than Fire Shot. So I rarely ever use it, especially when I have this many potions, because I'm not particularly playing tactically, especially when I'm alone. If I'm playing in a situation where I have a party, I might run the combat mage back and then have them equip Leech Life to regain some of their health. But when I'm in a solo situation, it's not worth it because it doesn't really out heal the damage I would be taking. But one of the benefits of is that on my throat? There we go. The mage apprentices have a chance to drop spells, which is nice, but more importantly, so nature magic is typically way better early game. The damage is worse. Nature magic does less damage, but was it 1 second? Yeah, but it's I have to wait until I'm done fighting. When we're this close, there's no reason not to equip Fire Shot. It's gonna hit. I don't think Fire Shot can miss at this distance. The only problem is when there's 2 guys, it's slightly worse. So the reason I had to wait to equip the bow is because, well, the bow being more expensive. But as you can see, you auto-equip. So the Outland's leather is identical to the thick leather, except it has a magic. Okay, good to know. Did not know that. But I'm gonna wait until everything is dead. So combat magic is higher damage, but costs more mana, and therefore early game is way less resource efficient. Yeah, that right there was the reason I kind of prefer Acid Gas, because it just, if you roll well, it melts through enemy health in a way that feels way more satisfying than I typically like damage over time more than. Ooh, lucky drops. There's no reason to swap because the pitchfork is better, but how much do you sell for? Or yeah, pitchfork is better, even money wise. But ooh, an actual staff though. The pitchfork is still better. It's 6 to Denver versus 6 to 8. But the staff feels more magic-y, but I prefer the pitchfork. It's so funny. I love being a mage with a pitchfork. I find it greatly enjoyable to be a mage with a pitchfork. It's just unfortunate that it is less. It's technically less efficient as. Oh. So you may have noticed that even though he's swung the pitchfork, I fucking missed. What? That's because accuracy's thing in this game. Accuracy and defense are both things in this game. And even though I've already kind of explained how the other one worked, the way accuracy works is, I don't know. I think it's based off of your skill, but it could also literally just be your, it could just be health based. It could literally just be armor based, and it's you're rolling against the armor. And I am assuming there is a roll involved, because otherwise I don't understand how that would possibly work. See, he took some damage from the poison. So it's gotta be if they're in like, it's gotta be if it's like visibly covering them at all, they take some damage. but it's really hard to tell. I don't think anything's up there, so I'm not gonna bother running back up. Oh, there is an enemy over here, though, I think. Yeah, there we go. There's enemies up here on this side. I did not know that. Might just be that one bug, but worth checking, because there might be loot. I think it was just... Yeah, I think it was just the one bug. Oh. No. But yeah, I kind of... Especially when I'm playing alone, I just kind of brute force it. Now, I do have the complaint that the poison effect on the screen, I think, lasts longer than the spell. Because the spell lasts 2 seconds currently. It does between 4 to 7 damage. And that procs twice, so it does between 8 to 14 damage. And does between 8 to 14 damage per shot at a 5 mana cost. Well, that does between 9 to 11 at a 4 mana cost. The range is slightly smaller, but it's guaranteed to hit. But yeah. Yeah, nature magic, while doing less damage, your starter spell is better solely because Zap is a guaranteed hit. Zap always hits. Now damage, the armor might be both an accuracy reduction and a damage reduction, or it could just be a damage reduction. If I hover over it, does it explain? No. So it could be damage reduction, it could be accuracy reduction, it could be either one. But either way, it is possible to roll, it is possible to miss an attack, and it is possible to separately do 0 damage.
I knew they was none too bright, but today I seen everything. They torched this here bridge, and then set to driving a wagon caravan.
I'm gonna restart the dialogue because I accidentally spoke over it.
Damn fool Krug. I knew they was none too bright, but today I seen everything. They torched this here bridge, and then set to driving a wagon caravan across while it was still a-burning. Now the only way to Stonebridge is that-a-ways, and that means going through the old crypts to the road beyond. You ain't gonna catch me going that way.
One of my favorite things in this game is the voice acting, because it's like both good and kind of bad in a way that I greatly enjoy. But yeah, the only reason that it's like I know there is a damage reduction is because otherwise 2 casts of there is some form of damage reduction. Is because otherwise 2 casts of the acid gas would guarantee bring the Grey Wolves to at least 2, it would be 16 damage, so it should be, if there is no damage reduction, that when you bring one of the wolves with 2 casts, it would be, because each cast would do 8 damage minimum. Right, okay. I should have done that in the order, but I didn't realize I was out of health as well. But if there was no damage reduction, yeah, right there is the reason I like acid gas better. Is that and the fact that it tracks. The combination of those 2 things makes it better than fire shot. I keep getting distracted, sorry. Ooh, there we go. See, healing hand. That is a really good healing spell, because we only have, so I am currently level 2 and I have 63 health. Healing Hand's 1 cast of it heals up to 25, and the mana cost is at 25. It costs 10 mana, so for 10 mana it heals 25 and it doesn't cost any health potions. I actually might, you know what, we're gonna get some levels of healing nature magic just so that I can use the healing, like I'm just gonna use it for the healing spell. But yeah, here's a fun little thing you can do. So this is a healing shrine. And you can just stand on it while fighting these guys. And you, to a certain extent, will out-heal it into. Once there's this many, you won't. But and then to cast a spell on a character that you control, you cast like a buffing spell or a healing spell, you right-click it, and then you cast the spell. The only problem with this is I have no way of restoring mana. And that's another mana save for a character that already has a big mana. And that's another reason that nature and melee go really well together. Because if you're running low on mana, you just switch to melee. And you have the ability to buff your melee. And there's a fun little thing you can do where when you cast buffs, if you keep recasting the buff, it increases the duration of the buff. So what you can do is basically use a full mana bar to cast a buff. And the buff will last for a really long time. I think the longest I've ever gotten a buff to last was like... It was like 18,000 seconds or something. Stupidly crazy like that. Don't quote me on that. I didn't actually like pay attention as I was doing it. I used way too many mana potions. I used multiple full mana bars. But I did it so I just basically didn't have to pay attention. Now, transmute is really good. Because, especially in this earlier area, unfortunately I do not have the nature magic required to use it. Transmute is very good in this area because of the fact that transmute allows me to you know what? And I just realized something fun. So I can show. Oh, never mind. We did become hostile. Okay. So when I was testing the game, the ones in the cages didn't become hostile for some fucking reason, but apparently they are supposed to. Or alternatively, because of the way this animation works, I hit him and did no damage, which is apparently the case. At least that I did no damage to him. Pitchfork, but I need to double check if the Timber Axe is actually worth anything, because the Timber Axe is huge. It's not really worth having. You're my so part of the reason I'm being very stingy with my inventory is we have to go through the crypt, and the crypt is very long. It appears, now this is something I am not actually sure if this is happening or if I'm just imagining it, but it appears that the auto-targeting notices when the DOT is going to kill them and stops targeting, and if that's the case, that's really nice. I don't know if that's the case, but it's, yeah, acid gas is nice, primarily for the fact that you can end up killing two enemies with one attack. It ends up being that if it does succeed, yeah, he took no damage for the duration of an entire acid gas. Now I don't think there's damage types in this game. To my understanding, there aren't damage types in this game. So like Fire Shot doesn't do fire damage, and acid gas doesn't do acid damage. Instead, they just all deal damage. Like it doesn't differentiate damage types. Just damage is damage. So all defenses are equally good against all things. Yeah, each of the different sort of attack options. So there's nature magic. Ooh, I'm low on that. And instead of using That increase nature magic level. Now, nature magic does not go up very fast from casting heals, unfortunately. So I probably won't get to the level. I might not get to the level where I can use transmute for a while. The polar staff is very good. I believe that adds 1 mana per hit is only for using it as a melee weapon, which means it's better for a nature magic melee hybrid than it is for what I'm doing, which is pure combat. But it's a better staff. The damage is higher, and the staff has a pretty cool design. But yeah, so at this point, those can get tossed because they are big and have low value. Just so I have some inventory space, so I don't have to keep stuff. Now, if I was doing pure nature magic, so transmute was not guaranteed to drop there. That the only guaranteed spells up to this point on the route are Leech Life, Fire Shot, Zap, and Magic Armor. Those are the only guaranteed spells. I got quite lucky with the other spell drops. However, if I were playing a nature mage and I had gotten... If I were playing a nature mage, either cure up to this point or the combination of nature and melee, I would be at level 1 nature magic, which would mean I could use transmute, which would mean, in my personal way of playing this game, of getting as much money as possible, because I typically, when I was younger, would play on hard. I would have run back all the way to the beginning and just transmuted every single item. And frankly, everything that wasn't the potions that I currently have in my inventory would have gotten transmuted. Just to save inventory space. And if I'm being 100% honest, I'm using way more potions than I ever did when I was younger. I just didn't use potions when I was younger. I would just sit in place after every fight and let my health and my mana fully regen naturally. And just refuse to use either of them. Solely because I felt it was more efficient to be able to just sell potions than to keep all the potions. But the problem with that is, obviously, on this area, it's a pain in the butt. Okay, unfortunately, my sweet darling pitchfork is gonna get dropped. Because there is very little difference between the staves, unless they have a magical effect. But this magical effect is, yeah, it's only if you hit with the staff. So it is completely worthless to me. But actually, you know what? It's completely worthless to me. But the staff is really valuable, is the thing. So I don't want to, like, I'm not going to toss the staff, but I also don't want it sitting in my inventory. So unfortunately, I will have to say goodbye to my pitchfork. Now I may at one point, perhaps I mean, if I'm doing the multiplayer one, I'm using the pitchfork until I get an actually good staff, but in single player, my goal is efficiency, unfortunately. Yeah, I really would love to know what the damage, like, radius of the poison is. Because if I'm being 100%, I cannot tell at all. There's a deer over there. I don't think you can actually reach it. Oh, you can. It runs away. Oh, I did not know these were here. I don't think I have ever actually over here. I just wanted to show off the deer. And the deer has a swinging animation. And then I think it's completely gone. Oh, no, it's right here. Yeah. Pretty deer. Can't interact with it at all. I don't think there's anything else back here. Yeah. No. Wall. I don't typically use this screen. Oh, there's more deer! Oh my goodness, more deer! I don't typically use that screen, but I chose to use it arbitrarily just to see if there was any other path that I just couldn't really see because of the trees. I learned something new. Come on. Come on. The only issue with using the healing spell is I can't attack while I'm using the healing spell, obviously, which is mildly inconvenient. But when you're playing like a nature magic, melee hybrid type character, it's more efficient. It's more efficient because you can use that as the primary way of leveling nature magic once you switch over to melee. Once you start using melee, you can use that as the way to level nature magic, even though it's really slow. As you can see, even though we've healed ourselves quite a few times, we are only at 0.20. We're at 20% of the way there. It is mildly. Okay, we're back to the cave. I'm going to drop the save here. Oh, it dropped the save for me. But I had a little issue with my test where it didn't actually save outside the cave. It said it dropped an autosave and then didn't, so I'm a little worried about it, but we will have some fun in here. Now, I did stop here in my test, so I am going off of memories from, like, 2010. Okay, for some reason, it's not that. Oh, okay. Fascinating. Hey, good to know. If there is a wall between you and the enemy, it does the casting animation but doesn't actually cast. Good to know. You're gonna have to suffer me fucking with my menu a lot. I like that it did his swing animation, but he died before he actually impacted. Yeah, I do have a funny little thing because I know most people got their habit of breaking pots in games from like Legend of Zelda and stuff. I got it from this game. Wow. That's not yeah, how to know I do not remember this area? I just ran right into that room. Oh yeah, that's the other annoying thing. When you switch what you have equipped, you just stop moving, which is highly inefficient. That's a healing wall, that's a mana wall. I may end up using them, but currently I am more pressing. I will probably use it instead of using a mana potion right here, but actually I might as well fully heal, then use it. Like, I think it's infinite use, but I don't want to risk that not being the case, because it, as I have said, it's been a long time since I've been in this area. I'm definitely making better pace than I did during the test. I made it to the outside of the crypt in I think an hour. Oh yeah, that was a negative. I forgot about that spell. It doesn't damage crates at all. It's inconvenient. But yeah, I am making much better time than I did during my test because I was moving way slower in the test. I got to the outside of the crypt after it took me an hour to do the full first section when I was doing it last time. Now, to be fair, it's because I hadn't played the game in a long time, so I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't remember where to go. That's the door I wanted. Gotta make sure I get as much money as possible so that I can hire. So some of the companions you can get with for free, but some of them cost money, which is the primary reason I'm being very penny pinching, because I want money. Here's equipment, if I remember correctly. Quite a bit. I'm just gonna stand here and take it. Yeah, there is a level. Ooh, he's being accurate. Oh no. I'm out healing his damage slightly. Everything's fine. It's not. Okay. We're gonna not necessarily give up on the using healing hands, but I might run away. And that actually gives me a chance to cast the spell before I get hit. See, actually, you can fully just kite him. Like, he's so slow that you can just kite him. I just kind of prefer just face tanking. It's just easier for my... It's less effort. I don't have to, like, think. And when I was a kid, I just 100% would just face tank everything. So... just like the staff has an intelligence requirement, the shield and stuff has strength. Strength goes up the fastest when you are using melee weapons. Dexterity goes up the fastest when you're using bows. And intelligence goes up the fastest when you're using nature magic and combat magic. I believe that combat magic increases dexterity faster and nature magic increases strength faster. That could just be me spreading classical misinformation, though, because it's been a long time. But the yearling staff is a better staff for me than the polar staff is. Now, actually, that's a lie. Because I'm not using them as a melee weapon, the two staves are actually identical. Because the only thing these staffs... Actually, the polar staff is worse for me than the pitchfork is. And I only just realized that. Because I'm not using it as a melee weapon, it's worse than the pitchfork. So actually, I'm gonna run and grab the pitchfork because 1, I like it better, but 2, it's actually more useful. So the only benefit of a staff when you're not using spells is the magical effect of the staff and the fact that most staffs have a 10% chance to block melee attack. The polar staff doesn't have a chance to block melee attack. So it's actually worse for me, arguably. So I will just replace it with that. Now, technically, the polar staff, when I am not using melee at all, in a build that doesn't use melee at all, the polar staff is literally no better than using my bare fist. The animation is preferable. I like the animation more, but I like using staves because of the animation when you're using spells. But another fun fact is the chance to block from shields applies even if you use a two-handed weapon. I think, according to some people on the wiki. So, aka, they could just be spouting complete bullshit. But according to the people on the wiki, you can use a shield with a two-handed weapon, and it still confers the benefit, which is quite nice. If that is the case, it could be that that's a lie, but I believe it's the case. Button. Okay, I am in a weird place where I saw the button, but I knew there was a button there before I saw the button, which is weird. It's like I somehow remember this dungeon very well. We will rapidly get to areas I do not remember, because part of the reason I remember this area so well is that I played the beginning a lot when I was younger. Because the multiplayer had a fun feature where it had it didn't really save your progress. So unless you made it to very specific checkpoints, unless you made it to a couple specific checkpoints, you just didn't save it saved your level. Your level was maintained, but your actual progress within the story was not. So especially the beginning of Kingdom of Ebb, I have a lot of experience with, because while my sister preferred Legends of Arana. I much preferred Kingdom of Ebb, just because I like how combat heavy it is at the beginning. Basically a big, like, it's just a huge amount of combat before you even reach. Ooh, there we go. Boots. Yeah. I mean, they're better than my current. So, immediately. There was a trap, but I definitely avoided it. Totally on purpose. Whipping the boots gave me the ability to cast. Exploit. I just realized I could have been doing it the whole time with the Atlan's leather. It is such a modicum of experience that this really isn't worth it, but I don't care. I'm not going to do it forever, but I am going to do it until I get to level 1 of Nature Magic. Mainly because I'm fairly close to it. And I'm definitely going to do this to power level my character in, if I ever play multiplayer with my friends, I'm definitely going to do this just to power level my character. At least level 1. This will rapidly lose efficiency. It's already not efficient. But yeah, I might. There's a character you get soon who I think starts with level 0 and everything. I might make her a dedicated nature mage, or I might make. There we go. Nice. There is also a character in the first town who is a how do I use this again? I don't remember how to use transmute. Is C. That's how. See, and then money, which is nice. I'm not gonna run on stream, at least. I'm not gonna run through everything and grab everything. That would be ridiculous. But when I'm alone, but after I end stream today, I might. I'm debating it. I'm genuinely thinking about it. So the things that are worth less than, what should I set it at? Let's set it at 20 for now, and then when I get even more valuable stuff, I can artificially increase the value again to be above 20. It's like, yeah, this stuff is going to be worth more if I just sell it. That requires me to get to town to sell it. It's way reduced value, but it's better than the nothing I would be getting otherwise. Oh, it says on it. Yeah, and then potions can't be transferred. I have a quick swap spell option. I don't know what it is. Let me check. Sorry, I'm being stupid. T. I can cycle. Yeah, unfortunately it cycles everything. But there is a button to expand that list instead. I just don't remember what it is. Is it B? I think B opens the full spellbook, which is not what I want. Yeah. B doesn't do anything. Oh, it's because B does that, which is not what I want. Is it right clicking? Oh, it is. It's hold right click. Oh, it's hold left or right click. That's even better. I'll probably. Oh. That was foolish. I forgot that lever did that. Why does that lever do that? I don't know. I don't know why that lever is there. Presumably to justify why it was closed. There's also a lever there so you don't get stuck, which is nice, but that's... I feel like that is 100% because of multiplayer. That is the only reason all three of those are there. Is so that you can't get stuck in multiplayer. It's gotta be that, but it wouldn't really make sense. Oh, is it Alt? Oh, okay. Pressing Alt toggles that. That's for why I was mildly confused. How much are those worth? Yeah, those ones are worth way more. I don't really want to use them, but I don't remember how to have the game not use them. Oh, also, fun fact. Potions, don't. Why is that one worth more? Why? Oh, okay, it's because mana potions are worth 15. But potions don't lose value as you use them. So while unfortunately I don't think there is a way to choose which of your potions you use. There is a way once you get one of the if you get a companion and you just don't ever let them heal, or you keep them out of combat, you can use them as like a mule, and every time a potion gets low, you just activate the potion. I believe that's a trap. Let's find out. Yeah, trap. No. Wrong weapon equipped. I forgot. Let's start with the fast ones, because they'll actually kill me. And the range. Range down. Yeah, I said I wasn't. And I did it. Of course I did it. Oh yeah, I can. I forgot that I can also use the hotkeys. You can use 1, 2, 3, 4 to switch weapons. I just keep forgetting that and use Q to swap instead, which is way less efficient. Don't mind that. These two gargoyles got stuck in here. There was no reason to pick up this book, by the way. It's empty. I'm just a little dumbass. Oh yeah, for how much text this is. Okay. Alright, I'm not reading them out loud right now, solely because there's no one watching. If there was someone watching, I'd read them out loud. There's not, so I have a reason not to. I'm saying this literally to myself when I watch the recording back, in case I get confused as to why there's silence. It's literally just because I don't feel like reading it out loud right now, when I am the only one who is here. Droog. Right. Done with the book. You know what? It's fine. Actually, it's not. Okay. I need to fix something quick. Oh my god, the button worked. Holy shit. Why did this suddenly stop working? With no reason why. I think my... To be fair, it's probably better that it's not working? I don't know. But just click those quick. Did not ask you to do that, thank you, computer. Okay, reopen that. That should be that all sorted, and I can... Wow, hooray, that worked. Oh my god, I'm genuinely surprised. That was a fucking arrow trap. Of course it was. Immediately get shot in the fucking chest the moment I unpaused. classic. Is this the... No. It's this way. Yeah, I only use that mini-map when I don't remember where I'm supposed to be going. I open that to see what areas actively have like a path to go. See, that's a doorway, but there's no... Oh god. Just gonna backtrack a little bit. I should go in this way. Skeleton on the way. Is there any other fucking gargoyles? No. Oh yeah, I believe it's combat magic, but one of the two magic types can summon those gargoyles, which is pretty cool. I don't know, I don't really remember how this works, but I do know they exist, and I know they're pretty neat. Yes, I can hit one instead of cycling. It's way better. And then I can hit 2 to equip bow. So 1 equips melee, 2 equips bow, 3 equips main first spell, 4 equips. So let's do that so that because I can regen mana. What was it? T. Yeah, and then do that, and then C. And then instead of cycling through every spell in my frickin'... Nope. I have the wrong one. Why is Healing Hands at the bottom? That's what I'm gonna do. Why is Leech Light not at the bottom? Why is Healing Hands at the bottom? It was just... Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care. I mean, I do. I'm a little confused. I said I wasn't gonna do this, but I kind of... Yeah. So typically when it comes to like damage values in this game, you will when it comes to weapons of the same grade, melee weapons will typically have higher damage than most other options. Because like 64 for a very basic melee weapon, 138 for a very basic melee weapon, 65, and this is at level 3. At level 3 it's doing 65. At level 3 it's doing 12 to 18. Actually at this point no, that's damage per second, so it's actually keeping up pretty well. It's actually, I think at this point it's surpassing it. Acid gas is at this point surpassing fire shot, which is quite nice. But yeah, melee typically highest, because this is a very crappy melee weapon. The pitchfork is not a good melee weapon. I just like it a lot. The polar staff and the mace and like the hack are better examples of like a good melee weapon, because yeah, equivalent when it comes to my intelligence and my level, the hack is what I would be using right now if I was a melee character. The hack does 186 damage. This bow is the best of the bows that we've seen, and it does 104 damage per second. So like when it comes to damage per second, the melee weapons typically at the same equivalent level, melee weapons will do more damage. Then it's combat magic, and then I believe the bows do more damage than nature magic at equivalent levels. Yeah, that's quite a bit worse. Yeah, it's literally the nature magic does half the damage that combat magic does. Actually, I think bows do more damage than magic at equivalent level, and if that is the case, that's kind of funny. That the non-magic options. Now, to be fair, that's probably early game. I wouldn't really know when it comes to melee and nature, because melee and bows, I really don't use them. And I typically will have like one frontline melee dude, and I'll just have him tank everything. And he might be nature and magic, or nature and melee, typically, something like that. But yeah, he was also taking damage. You can tell when he's taking damage because his bones like break. So you can like, the radius in which they take damage is weird. I'm really not sure how it's determined. But yeah, typically in a vacuum, it appears that bows definitely at low levels, it appears that I don't have inventory space for the current staff. That's fine. But yeah, especially at these earlier levels, bows and melee do more damage, for sure. I think bows might be slower than magic. I don't know. Really not sure. The short bow is faster than magic, but it does less damage than the long bows. But manually targeting them just because I have it set to target close. Typically, target closest is what I want. Sometimes in situations where there's a bunch of ranged enemies, I would rather do. But yeah, this is the only reason I have it on move and attack freely, is just because he will move to be in range of enemies that are slightly outside of the range and then attack them. There was another gargoyle. But yeah, typically, okay, yeah, doesn't fit. Okay. That's only with 24. That's really not that better than the mace. And the mace fits in my inventory better. You know what that means. Transmute, that's really lossy. That's a really lossy conversion. Yeah, for some reason, I guess when you cycle them, it just puts them at the bottom if they were at the top. That must be what it is. It must just put them at the bottom. But yeah, I like this game a lot. I played when I was younger. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, like the fact that my inventory is completely full of potions is ridiculous. Like, this game is a little, this is exactly why I play on hard typically, is because you just get so many potions. And like, that's the nice thing about Piranha, is I can just go to town and sell all the potions. What? Yeah, it does put them at the bottom. That's really inconvenient. I don't like that. It means my cycle is worse. That's fine. I'll just do it this way from now on then. I didn't realize it put them at the bottom until just now. And that's like extra annoying. Also, I'm about to be out of inventory space again. This is why anything that is worth less than a healing potion, I don't bother picking up. You get so many. Now, once I have multiple characters, this isn't necessarily too many healing, but like, because I think the max party size is like 6 or something. It's like, at that point, this isn't that bad. But, okay, I kind of want the actual staff, even though there's no real benefit to swapping to the actual staff. But if the actual staff is worth more than the pitchfork, it's worth the same amount. I'm keeping the pitchfork. I like it better. And like, see, I'm already out of inventory space again. It's ridiculous how many potions there are just everywhere. I will dump a... I know that they're worth the same amount, but like, if they're worth the same amount, why does it fucking matter? Which one I keep? If it's for use, I would rather keep the one that is full than the one that is nearly empty. Yeah, I believe the game chooses to use the same potion until it is empty. And I can't for the life of me figure out what, I think it must just like arbitrarily choose. Okay, what is your value? 22. I just picked up the same fucking bow. What's your value? 15. But I have a little spell for this situation specifically. Bam. I can also do it to my main one, but there's no reason to swap out the main spell when that is my primary damage spell right now. I quite like acid gas, but I do think it's funny that this run would have been with my RNG drops. Maybe I should have chosen nature magic, but yeah, I think this is the boss fight. Yeah, the boss is right there. I think he activates when you step like right there. So if I am lucky, yeah, I can activate his minion before he activates. I think there's another one. If I go like here, he becomes hostile. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little silly. I think technically I can go through the door. I can like reach the door without him activating. You can basically walk around him. Now the door doesn't open until he dies, but yeah, you can. It's like, this is a little silly little thing. I could, yeah, like he doesn't activate until you get close. So he guaranteed activates here every time. Okay. Yeah, that's a problem. You killed it. There we go. If he wasn't casting the healing spell for some reason. So the issue with him is I can't actually dodge his attack. I'm not gonna bother trying to use healing hands because it is faster to not use healing hands during the boss fight. Because it stops me from full option stop me from attacking, but then I have to manually re-equip the. That is a way better bow, but I don't think I have the stats to use it. I think it's the 3-slot bow. Let's find out. It's a good bow. It's a really good bow. I like this bow, and it's worth a lot of money. But go through this door. Krug. There it is. Yeah, there. Okay, it's a decent range. We have a new friend. Oh my god. I'm gonna loot the room before I talk to her. Just like real life, I'm ignoring the woman to interact with everything else in the room.
You are either a hero or the most spectacular fool I've ever had the good fortune to meet. Whoever you are, accept my thanks. I am the scribe Eulora. Another day forced to translate tomb markers for the Krug, and I'd have gone as mad as old Prince Edvard. These thick-headed brutes barely understand fire. How can they have now mastered necromancy? This does not bode well, but I doubt we'll learn more here. I think there's an exit just to the east of here. Shall we travel together?
Okay, first thing I would like to say, that's the exit. I'm pretty confident that door is literally the exit. So the fact that she says, pretty sure there's an exit to the east of here. It's like the exit's right there. It's visible in the room you're in. But, okay. So that shows her stats. She starts with level 1 in melee ranged and nature magic. Okay. Unfortunately, she starts with none of these increased, which actually isn't possible. I'm pretty sure that I don't know if this is actually possible to get through natural leveling, but she's pretty good. I will accept her.
My thanks. I did not cherish the thought of finding my way alone. Let's make haste.
And then we're gonna do something fun. I said that and then looked at this and I hate this. She has a book. Once again, no one's watching, so we're just gonna sit in silence for a bit. And then I'll restart it. Just give me time to read the thing out loud, you know. Pardon me. Yeah. So what we're gonna do? This is crazy. Oh yeah, that's how. Do that. So she has a hat in her inventory that she doesn't have equipped. Which is mildly annoying. So what I'm gonna do is give her right now 5 of each potion. Okay. One's either or. Then one. What was that? Then I'm gonna give her the garbage for selling. But also, it's technically the garbage she can use, because she is going to become a bit of a wizard. Oh yeah, that's what the second spell looks for. Bark. Forgot. That's fine. For now, I'm gonna keep healing it actually, and then I can just heal her. Because her DPS is gonna be way higher than mine, so I might as well. Function. Sorry, that noise just made my brain shut off. Oh yeah, she doesn't have the int to use this. Okay, that's fine. You probably have the int to use this staff though. Why did that happen? Also, yeah, I can. So she, if you don't have them both selected, they auto follow. But if you have them both selected, why is it not? There we go. So, solely because this will be extremely uninteresting to watch. No, there's no one fucking watching anyway, so it doesn't actually matter. I'm gonna backtrack through the dungeon and have her pick shit up. And then when her inventory is full, I'll do shenanigans. So that's the only issue with me having removed the mace from existence, is she could have used that. And that would have been a much better weapon. Did I remove the mace from existence? I'm fairly confident I did. Knowing how I've been playing this game, I almost certainly did. I could give her the pickaxe, and then she could use that. It's a better weapon than her fist. But she needs the spellbook before I give her anything, frankly. Because she can use Charged Fist, which increases her melee damage. I can pick that up and sell it. She's not going to use it, though. But oh yeah, the staff is a worse melee weapon, but is identical otherwise to the pitchfork. So do that, and then she has the pitchfork, which is a better melee weapon than the shit she's got. There we go. I don't have to get rid of the pitchfork yet. Hooray! I'm so sorry to myself when I go to watch this, because you're gonna have to watch me fucking backtrack. But I do not give a single fuck that I'm gonna have to watch this. The only reason I'm doing it I'm not just ending the recording now, is because I said to myself I was gonna try to record for up to. Actually, I do have a curiosity. Let's find something out. If I do that, yeah, they end up equipping the same weapon, which is not what I want. Okay, so I can't use that with both people selected. Good to know. For inventory, I can drop that book. That book is worthless. Oh yeah, and then money is shared, which is nice. I bet if I transmuted that book, I would get literally nothing. I'm gonna do something stupid after she finds her spellbook. Did I transmute the spellbook? I fucking hope I didn't. I hope I just dropped it on the ground and I just can't find it. Oh god. I didn't think this through. I think I forgot she doesn't start with one. Oh no, good, I left it here. Wait, what? Why is it on the table? I picked it up, didn't I? What? Whatever. Spellbook. I'm fairly confident I picked it up, but maybe I didn't. You can have Zap too. But, you will primarily be other shit. Those are basic. There's no reason to keep them. Yeah, but the issue is the transmute is so lossy. It's like really not worth the effort to do it. Is that gonna stop me? Yeah, you can just stack the charge. When you have higher int, it works a lot better. But I can just stack the charge. Like, we're already at 1,000 seconds. It's pretty good. You can just kind of go for it. I'm gonna use a chunk of a couple potions, just so that I don't have to think about it. Actually, just gonna get it to there. Actually, that was a terrible idea because I'm about to run back through everything. That was actually just a waste of time, but it's fine. It gave her some experience. It gave her a very mild amount of experience, but it did give her experience. I should also, so she has better chest armor, but she should probably have the boots that give extra health, because she's gonna be the tank. I'll keep the armor that gives the extra health though, because I'm a little bastard. But oh yeah, yeah, they are different. Cool. Attack freely. She's gonna target strongest so that she can face tank. And then I will have you set the target weakest, probably. You know, for consistency. I think we're near the beginning again. I'm just gonna give up. I've changed my mind. I'm not going back for like the 12 gold that was left behind. I did, oh, but there are some melee weapons back there that are better. It's fine, there's no shield. There is a way better melee weapon though. Ow. Ow. You know what, the melee weapon that's back, I'm pretty sure it's better enough that I should go get it for her. Even though I don't want to. So maybe it's a good thing I didn't have transmuted. Okay, sorry for... We're gonna be in this mode for a bit, but once again, this is just for me. Including my fucking mistake of buffing her thing. I don't think I'm gonna bother transmuting this stuff. I might as well though. Maybe what I'll do is I will pick up the other items as I'm on my way back. And if they're worth, and then I can transmute them when I reach the entrance to the crypt. Just all at once. So to be fair, I can up the, I might as well actually. I can just have her use her full mana bar to keep upping it again, and it will actually probably end up with more duration than before we left the crypt, honestly. So it's not the worst. Where was the timber axe? 'Cause I thought I immediately dropped that. Oh, is it possible that everything despawned when I've never actually come back over here, so it is entirely possible everything is despawned. Which would suck if that were the case. It's worth finding out, I suppose, but oh my god, that would suck. Okay, there was definitely stuff before this. Like, there was definitely items that I put down on the ground before this point. Yeah, there's definitely spawning items, damn. Well, that's good to know, I guess. That does suck, though. I didn't realize that was a mechanic in this game. I guess I kind of get it, but also I don't. I don't know why I'm still running back. I should probably give up, but also there's no reason not to just have to retrick this equip. Honestly, I'm a little tempted to run like all the way to the beginning because there's items that are naturally there that I didn't pick up. I'm curious when everything despawned. Like, is it on a timer? If it's on a timer, can I sit there forever? If I sit there for like a length of time, does the item despawn? This is weird. I like this. Like, I guess it's probably to keep the game running smoothly, presumably. I never knew this was a thing because I've never run back. I just always assumed everything was still there. So that's kind of inconvenient to learn that that isn't the case. How much duration? Maybe I should like actually read the duration. 133. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, elevators in this game are mildly annoying. All of them do that. It's not just that one. It's not just like that one's a trap one or something to trick you into falling. No. If you step on an elevator in this game and in the other map, because the other map is still in the same engine, it just fucking... What? Does that mean the dull pitchfork is... Oh, well, of course the dull pitchfork would be gone. But if I hadn't picked up the pitchfork, I wonder if it would... We're running all the way to the beginning. We're testing it, something. I want to see if the items that naturally... that the game specifically places are gone. Wait, there was still one of those guys left? How the fuck did I miss him? It's just fully accurate on me. It didn't even bother to notice that she was like, there's shit, I think. No, I picked up the item. Because the only item that's naturally there is a health potion, so of course I picked it up. This is annoying. And from what I had assumed the reason I wasn't seeing any items inside the reason I wasn't seeing any items when I returned to the entrance of the crypt was because I transmuted everything, but maybe it just despawns everything you don't pick up once you're out of a certain radius of it or something. I don't know, because I've backtracked before. Why am I getting these? Like, I get the tutorials, but why am I getting them going backwards? Maybe I'm re-hitting the trigger. It was re-triggering them. I don't know. This is so weird. I mean, it would have been neat if the enemies respawned. Okay, we're almost to the thing I wanted to test, which is, are the farming implements that are always here at the beginning of the game still here? And it looks like the answer might be no. Wait. Oh, they respawn. Fascinating. Wait, why did these respawn but the normal pitchfork didn't? That's so maybe it's because I have the normal pitchfork still. So maybe the game for items that naturally spawn, because that's probably why the spell book was back where it was supposed to be. It's because for items that naturally spawn, it checks. I think it reads for if they're present in your inventory, and if they're not, they respawn. Pitchfork Bros. We are now Pitchfork Bros. I know they're a woman, but Pitchfork Bros. Until she has a different use for her mana, she's going to do that every time she's a full mana, and I know this. Will I always notice when she's a full mana? No. But until I have a better use for their mana, they're gonna do that every time. And yeah, it's exclusively to train their nature magic up. And honestly, at this point, I actually should probably just have them on Zap, even though I'm having them use Charge Fist, so that their nature magic goes up faster. Mild issue with this game does not have shared experience. So whoever gets the most kills, experience. Okay, let's word this better. Experience gained is based off of damage dealt. So when you deal damage with one of the skills, it increases the skill. Yeah, so outside of combat, they use Charge Fist to increase their nature magic. Inside of combat, they'll use Healing Hands to increase their nature magic. They will increase melee as their primary stat. That is how that character is going to work. There's a bug too. Wait, are enemies respawning? I can't tell if I'm being 100% honest. I cannot tell. But yeah, it's purely damage based, which means she actually should be the one leading the party, because she has the melee weapon and therefore needs to get in to combat. He doesn't. He will start casting ahead of combat. But what was I saying? Yeah, combat experience is not shared. It's purely based off of damage dealt, which is probably why melee does more damage. It's so that they gain experience faster because of the fact that they don't have range. It's percentage of enemy health dealt is you get an amount of experience based on the amount of damage you deal to the enemy, and each enemy has set experience. So if you want a character to be power level, basically you can power level a single character by having that character be your only damage dealer. I will also say Charge Fist, and as a nature magic user, you can cast it on someone else. So what I could do, instead of having the one guy end up being a hybrid between nature and actually, that's a fair fucking point. You should be pure nature. You should not be a hybrid. You should be pure nature. So give me back my pitchfork. You should be pure nature, because I don't think I have easy access to a pure nature. But you should be pure nature, which actually means you can lead again. They are set identical, right? No, that's the difference. Yeah. You actually do less damage, so you should target weakest, and you do way more damage, so you should target strongest. There. But yeah, what I should do is actually just have each of my characters be one pure damage type, so that they don't have to split their leveling. That's probably what I should do, and that way everyone wants different equipment. I don't know. I haven't really figured it out yet, but it's because the other guaranteed free recruit that you get early on is pure melee. to my knowledge. He is pure melee, so I assume it would be better. And I'm pretty sure there's a pure melee character. If I remember correctly, there's a pure melee character, an archer, and a combat mage. But the combat mage is very expensive, which is part of the reason I'm choosing for my character to be a combat mage. Yeah, part of the reason I am making the choice for my character to be a combat mage is specifically because I know that there is a combat mage in town, but he is kind of overpriced. But then also, I want my character to be able to summon undead. So the combination of those two desires led me to making him a... The combination of those two things led me to making him a combat mage. But then yeah, because then I can have the bow lady equipping dexterity equipment. And the bow lady equipping dexterity equipment, and then these two both want equipment that increases like intelligence, but then when it comes to things that increase a specific combat wait, what? I missed a door. Just fully missed the door? Didn't even notice? The shit? I'm just gonna tank those fireballs because I do not care. But what was I fucking saying? Sorry, I fully lost my train of thought there. Yeah, these two would fight over like the intelligence-based gear, but at the same time, like when it came to spell drops, they want opposite spells. Because I want, if he's pure combat magic and she is pure nature magic, then it is 100% worth having one of each. And then that way, the nature magic one ends up being more of a support character anyways. She will probably end up being more of a support. And what I can do is I can have my melee character target... strongest, or even maybe just closest. Have Varen target strongest, and then have maybe the archer, maybe have Varen and the archer both target strongest. Yeah, literally that door was the fucking exit to the crypt. Just by the way. There's an exit to the east. It's in the same fucking room as you. What are you talking about? Not just in the east, it's in your room. Yeah, we're now splitting experience, which is mildly inconvenient, but... Yeah, I'm fairly confident that the guy that we're gonna get has enough strength to use the chuck, which would be nice. Because the chuck is a decent... But, sorry, my awareness is because it's been an hour of me talking to myself, probably, you know how it goes. When you talk to yourself for a fucking hour, you get a little happy during that hour. But yeah, this is the only time that it's mildly annoying to have your character run up on that. But if it is, yeah, with everything despawning, if I don't pick it up, then there's no reason not to just transmute everything. The only reason I wasn't... Oh, the chuck is not the same weapon. What? Wait, what's this called then? It's called the hack, I see. But... Yeah, the only... Everything... I literally instantly forgot that as I was saying it, I forgot it already. There is no reason not to just transmute every item. that I'm not picking up, because if I'm not going to pick it up anyways, there's nothing wrong with there is, if I am not picking it up anyways, there is no reason not to just get money for it immediately, even if it is only 1 gold, because I'm going to get nothing for it otherwise. Okay. I want to try to even the damage amounts. We're gonna lure him up and then back down, and then you didn't back off, so you're going to get fucking mauled. Split the damage. He out of mana? Why did he just stop attacking? Whatever. You. Oh, nice. The AI will automatically use it if you're low enough. If they have healing hands equipped. Perfect. That's nice. So I just need to swap her to healing hands and she'll automatically use it. Probably on herself too. Honestly, yeah, I actually kind of like having them one targeting the weakest, one targeting the strongest. It does kind of make my life a little easier. I'm gonna leave that until we clear the game. Why did I think they would have more health? Why don't I just give her all the weapons that are worth keeping? So unfortunately, not the double effort. That's a test that I kind of want to do, but would be very pain in the ass because I'd have to run all the way back to the beginning again. I don't really get it done. I'm gonna leave. I think I'm gonna leave their equipment as it is, with her having stronger defenses. Okay, if I give her that, does she use it now? No. I don't know what health level, but I'm gonna have him pick up the shit that we're gonna transmute. I believe transmute explicitly says it doesn't work on spells. Yeah. Oh, that's probably why. So that does not break. It broke the container earlier. Gonna have her break that one. Yeah, sometimes they didn't aggro when I did that. But that must have just been a error in the game. This is way more efficient than I realized it would be. This is kind of yeah, this is kind of nice actually. 2 mages. It's kind of nice. I don't know. I was initially thinking maybe having a mage and a. I'm not doing that because I'm gonna forget she has a healing spell. No, I guess. I mean, technically, yeah, for being moderately more efficient at tanking, I could give him leech life, but I'm not gonna do that. I could have him have leech life equipped, but I feel like by the time leech life would be useful, he would already be getting healed by healing him. The only issue with healing hands is I need to remember to manually switch to it. That's literally the only issue with it. Is I need to be paying enough attention to manually swap it. But that's only an issue if I choose to have her attacking at all, which I'm going to do. At minimum until I get other party members. I feel like a dedicated healer would make my passive playstyle way easier to actually maintain. Okay. But at the same time, it would probably be worse. Let's pick everything up. Okay. Okay, I can't pick it up. And there's a chest there too. Adds 1 to range skill. What a useful item. It requires 13 intelligence and adds a 1 to range skill. That's really good armor, so he's gonna keep that. that up. That is decent. Honestly, that isn't the worst armor for a mage. Defense 6. But it's just she starts with better armor, and that armor gives extra health and gives better defense. So is just better for now. That staff is worse, but also literally identical technically. Okay, that's dexterity armor. Nope, that's strength armor. And it adds 1 to melee. That's really good actually. What the hell? So it's slightly worse than this armor, but it's actually better because it adds 1 to melee skill, which is very important. Oh. Alright. I also have yet to need to use a mana potion. I think she automatically will use a health potion and a mana potion when she needs them. I don't remember, but I know I can forcefully manually do it. Just in case he doesn't have the stats to use the weapon, I'm gonna do that. But for now, unfortunately, actually, how much does the kill gliding with? That sells for enough that we can keep that for now. That sells for enough that it feels worth it to not just toss it. Which is also why I'm not tossing the potions, even though we're really not needing them anymore. Currently, we will need them eventually, though. Transmute. It's equipped automatically. Perfect. Goodbye, my pitchfork. I am so fucking tempted to check if oh yeah, you can. No, you can't. Okay. There's a way to prevent your party members from following, but I don't remember how. Oh, that's a cool button that I literally didn't know existed. That's a cool button. You can just order someone to pick up every item in the area. That's nice. I didn't know that. Is she gonna follow? Is she not following? Why is she not following? Uh-oh. I fucked it up. I think me hitting that button... Nope, no, she's following. She just wasn't initially. Okay, that startled me. I was like, crap, is she not gonna follow me? I think... Because yeah, there's a way to make it so they don't follow you. I just don't remember how to do it. Because I used to do it by accident sometimes. I also could be thinking the multiplayer. I don't want to test disbanding, because that might be it, but I don't want to test it in case it goes away. I'd rather she stay. It's quite useful. I don't think her AI will manually switch to healing hand, unfortunately. But, yeah, I think I have to switch to it, which is okay, because that's not that hard to remember to do. And worst case, if it looks like he's gonna die before she has a chance to cast it, I'll just use a healing potion. If I press H, that one, Laura may not receive any more potions. What? But it's if they're below 50% of either thing, they will. Oh yeah, it's because their fucking inventory is full. Okay, so that's a button I didn't know existed. I didn't know that button did. So apparently it like evens out the number of potions everyone's got, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Yeah, she's like barely out healing the damage when she has that equipped. And I believe it's probably that the instructions for her to actually use healing hands is probably the same as it is to use a potion. She is out of mana, so if I do M, we'll heal her thing, and then she'll heal herself. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. So healing hands functions on the same way as the button to use potions. Good to know. But I do have to... No. You better not have gained melee skill. Okay. I'm glad your accuracy is so poor that you can't hit a bug. At least I'm pretty sure there's not shared. Oh, I know exactly. Okay, so there is a mild little thing with this game. The reason he wasn't attacking there is because every time he went to target something, she killed it, and therefore his targeting bugged. You'll see it happen. You just saw it happen there too. He went to target something and then it died, so he bugged out. Everything take damage. Everything die. Oh, balls. I wasn't paying enough attention. Went down. How do I fix that? No. She's bleeding out. Okay, I think I know how to fix this. Unfortunately, I might be wrong, because I don't remember how to play this game. Why am I not able to? Oh, it's because the game's paused. Yeah, I can't. So unfortunately, I can't steal the healings. Not what I meant to do. Why would you do that? Okay. Panic mode. Be right back. I need to check the wiki. Unconscious. How does unconscious work? I think as long as you don't both go down, it's okay, but I could be wrong. Oh god. Dungeon. Siege. Heal. Okay. They apparently will heal on their own. I think. That's terrifying. We'll find out. If I need to, I can reload the autosave. Okay, I think I hope that when that hits 0, when the red goes away, I think she will heal naturally. But I could... Oh, wait. I need to... Sorry, I forgot that I need to redo the stream. I went to unpause the game. Silly me. Sorry, I'm completely forgot that I needed to transition back. Hopefully she's okay. I don't know if that's a bleed out timer though. I'm a little worried. I don't know how to. I don't think I can make her drink a healing potion while I don't think there's a way to heal her unless I have a healing spell. So if she dies, I have to reload. Okay, she got up. Okay, everything's fine. Okay, so I think it's gotta be like if you take damage while down or something. I really don't know how it works. It might even be because I killed it before it had before it could hit her again. Why does sometimes that spell damage shit? Why does sometimes that spell break spot? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna not necessarily worry about healing hands. I'm gonna just H&M for healing and mana potions. I'm not worried about it because of her just going down. I'm now too paranoid about it. Once I have like an actual like party that I have a tank that isn't just my fucking healer or my fucking mage. At that point, I will worry about it. See, that wasn't the weakest. Oh god. Pay the minimum attention. There. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Switch back to your attack. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I forgot how much damage the grunts do. Yeah. This is on normal, and I normally play this on hard, and I normally play with one character at this point. Oh god. Okay, he did no damage again. Good. Why is she targeting the boss? The bot, there's no way he's the weakest. Why is she auto-targeting him when she set the target weakest? Because, like, the goal was for her to kill the little guy as well. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, goody. He instantly got downed again once he... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Panic, 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 panic. Get back up. Oh, goodness. Yeah. We're a bit squishy, I think. Oh... Okay. I'm gonna start pausing when I notice someone's at low health. For probably obvious reasons of I have no confidence in my ability to pay attention, unfortunately. I'm a little unobservant, evidently. Okay, your mana rarely goes down, so we're gonna pull out some mana potions. Oh goodness. I'm struggling a little, I'm sorry. I am a little bad at this. I forgot how bad I was at this game. Well, it's not necessarily that I was bad when I was younger, to be fair, but I'm definitely bad now. Like, why? She keeps targeting the wrong enemy, and that's part of the reason we're not doing great. Because if they both target strongest, it completely defeats the purpose of them having... See, it wasn't hostile there until I attacked it. See, unhostile. Oh, maybe it just has a lower attacker. I don't fucking know at this point. I'm so... All the time. Why don't I not use honest? Zero scrub? No scrub. Yeah, I love that it's still going, and it's still going for so long. Oh, goodness. Yeah. It's nice that I can kind of just spam it and forget, which is nice. It's nice to be able to just forget that I cast a spell. Or that I just forget that I need the spell. Everything's fine. I'm not panicking because I had both of my characters go down multiple times already. Could also be that if they go down too often in a short period of time, they die. I don't really know how death works in this game. It's fine. I'm not panicking at all. What? Has she gained any intelligence yet? No. The fact that she's level 2 with no intelligence and he's level 5 with 13. Maybe nature gains intelligence slower. Maybe that's what it is. I don't... I'm sorry. I think at this point I'm gonna try to make it to the first town before I stop for the night. Oh. Please, AI, don't run off on your own. You will get fucking murdered. It is entirely possible that I'm just bad at it. I mean, that's not, but what I meant to say there was not that I am bad at the game. although that is a fact. What I meant to say was that there is a... I don't want her as the main one. I want him as the main one. Thank you. What? What's this? There he is. Yeah, I was only gonna go for 2 hours, but I kind of want to just go until I reach the town at this point. I will also defend myself by saying that the UI did not scale up with the surprise. The UI is supposed to be way bigger than this. So typically, when you're playing at the intended resolution, this takes up way more of the screen, and so does this. So I can actually typically when you were playing at the intended resolution, I could actually fucking see how much health I had while I was playing without having to stare at my fucking health. But currently, I kind of have to stare at my fucking health to actually see how much health I have. See, I can do like that, and then you automatically use it. It's good to know that they do that even when they're selected. I appreciate that. Even if they are fully like selected by me, they still heal. No, I'm not going. I've changed my opinion. I don't think I will ever have someone who's just purely on a healing spell and not on it, not in a situation that I can switch them. But I definitely will, if I see someone get to about a third of their health gone, I will, at that point, I will switch who is fucking, I will switch them to a healing spell at that point. If I notice that the melee guy is getting low, I'll switch them to a healing spell. Or maybe even I'll do, like, when the only enemy left is like the boss, I will probably, if we're in a situation where there's a bunch of enemies and then we get to the point where there's just the one enemy, I will probably switch them to full-time healing so that I can ignore healing and don't think about it. Because they'll just start healing everyone. How low is your fucking health? Your health is not that much lower than this. Did I give him back the boots though? No, she's still got the boots. And the boots give, wait, how fucking low is her health normally? 49? Jesus, she has no health. No wonder she's fucking dying. She just picked... The fuck was that? Yeah, I know her inventory's full. I'm trying to get her to wear them. Game. Also, it only does 25, which is a lot, but you don't really have a lot of health anyway, so... Forgot to switch her back to her. Did you get level 2 yet? Hooray! She's level 2 in nature magic and she's almost at 11, which isn't even enough to use the staff, but it's fine because that stuff sucks. Forgot to do this again. Why did that pop up twice? Oh, because 2 selected characters. I think magic just always increases with both of them. But I don't really know. Nature and combat magic both increase your intelligence faster than strength. Yeah, so it's the same. All the mana are fully recharged. That's nice. Strength is most important for a fighter. Yeah, no shit. those make sense. Those are obvious. Ah, here we go. Armor deflects potential damage every time you or an enemy is hit. Some of the potential damage is blocked by the available armor. If you wield a low damage weapon like a dagger and your adversary is wearing armor, you will not be able to inflict very much damage. Okay. Yes, thank you. Yes, I figured that out. Thank you. There we go. We made it. And I only ran 60 minutes.
With only a name given by a dying friend, our beleaguered hero entered the battle-worn gates of Stonebridge. Who could know then that the arrival of one humble farmer from the fields would change the very course of the kingdom?
Alright. So, fun fact. Quest. Been flashing the whole time. Seek Bjorn in Stonebridge. Enter the town, and who do we have? Bjorn! He doesn't have... Welcome to Stonebridge, stranger. You fought your way past all those Krug. Guess the mob that blew through here last night must have moved on to the farmland. You'll have to forgive the mess. They're still recovering from the last wave of Krug that broke through the gates. I think most of the shops are still open for business, but they won't have much left after the looting. Bjorn.
If you've come looking for help, you'll not get much here. What the Krug couldn't carry off in a wagon, they smashed up or burned. They even put Gravemaker, my blessed old catapult, to the torch, even though that beauty hasn't thrown a stone since I was a pup. It don't take a wizard to smell the goblins behind this Krug raid, but the Overseer of Glacier needs to be told what happened here nonetheless. If you're up for the task, can I come along?
Okay. He actually... Okay, he is level 2 melee, but only 11 strength, which is accurate, I suppose. He's acceptable.
Aye, I knew you'd be the right sort for this trick. Well met, friend.
I don't know if there's a way to reorder people in their thing. You got swapping their armors, because that's a way better armor for him. Do that. Okay. Strength armor. Over 2. Decent shield. Better shield. But I kind of prefer the extra reduction, so we're just gonna keep the one. That is a much better melee weapon. That's worse than his melee weapon currently. If I do that, I wonder. I have a theory that it might know who needs mana potion. Like, he doesn't have a spellbook equipped, so he doesn't need mana potion. Now, I don't know why he was only given fucking 2 health potions. That's a little silly. But I'll fix that, and that's fine. And then he's given all of the big mana potions. I'll give her one of them. I'm not gonna sell the potions yet, but everything else is shit. She can't use that. But I do have some, I can use it, but it's not really worth me using. Here you go. Give him those boots. Give him the one. And then give him the hat, because he's the thing. We can just put everything back. The bow's not getting sold. That bow's not getting sold. That bow's too good to sell. That shit We're keeping that. She has such low health, she's getting the Atlan leather instead. Because her health is fucking terrible. She can't equip that staff, she's too low. Level. You can't use magic armor. Magic armor is also really good for our tank. It's also good, I mean, that's just good for everyone. But I mean, honestly, does he need the extra health? Yes, he's just getting it. I mean, yeah, to be fair, I'm way higher level than everyone else. That's fine. Now, I said I would end it now, but hear me out. What if I didn't? What if I didn't do that? This isn't a shop, and I don't think there's anything to grab, so I'm gonna not. No, this way. I think this is a shop. I'm not gonna pick up books anymore. Or not. Lol, 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 lol. Okay. You can just lengthen the pause. And with the game pause, there's no fucking audio anyways. Okay, that is, I think, the blacksmith, right? That's the blacksmith. Let's sell all the shit I don't. Let's sell all the equipment in his inventory that we don't have. Which is everything. We'll keep that bow, we'll keep the, just so I don't accidentally fucking sell it, we'll keep that bow. Yeah, we'll sell everything here. I kept that, right? We're gonna sell everything.
Too much fuss and bother, this talk about the Krug. True, they've made a mess of things, but you need look no further than old-fashioned greed to understand why they attacked. They only wanted a good bit of well-forged metal just like you. Speaking of which, my son John may be able to replace any equipment you lost in the raid. Check with him inside.
I will do also. Okay. I want to see if that guy has anything. I want to see if he's wasted. He's not. I was stationed at the Northern Guard Tower when the Krugs started hitting us in waves. If I hadn't been so blasted stubborn, I would have made it back in time to keep them from burning me out of my own home. Sure, the tower is overrun by now, but they might not have figured out the mechanism to enter the armory downstairs. I'd hate to have any of our remaining weapons fall into Krug hands. If you're up to the task, you're welcome to them. As soon as I salvage what I can from my house, I'll be heading back to the tower. Alright, who are you? Let's talk to you. Why the Krug thought they would find magical artifacts in Stonebridge is beyond me. They came through breaking everything that didn't look magical and stealing everything that did. It was horrible. A few pitchforks and rake handles aren't reason enough to put all of Stonebridge to the 10th stone. Greesh says burn. Greesh says smash. If I ever find out who Greesh is, there'll be some smashing and burning, alright. Okay, some people actually have quests, such as the one guy we talked to. But I actually didn't know he had a quest. I'm just talking.
Welcome to the Black Hammer Forge! The Krug stole most of our wares, but you won't get a better deal on what we got left. What can I show you today?
Oh. Not what I meant to do. I just want to see if there's anything good. That's pretty good, actually, but that's real expensive. If I have money left over after hiring the other hirelings, the other followers, I will come back for those gloves specifically. Those are pretty good. If I put them on my melee character, he'll just do that every once in a while when he takes damage. It's pretty freaking good. There's no shields for better than the one he's got that are worth buying. Oh, yeah. I can like feel my eyes drying now. There we go. Alright, this is... Okay, so you can buy a pack mule from him, I think. But I'm not ready to do that. That's gonna be a last thing. You're safe enough here for now. I think the Krug have a bad taste for us after the slaughter we handed them last night. The other guy doesn't talk. Is there anyone in this house? No, we already been in that house. I did come up here, but I didn't check if there's anyone inside. I want to see if there's a quest. Now that I found a quest, I've got a taste for trying to find quests. You're the first farmer to come to our mill since those horrible Krugs started their rampage. Oh, but you aren't coming to deliver grain, are you? It's as bad as they say in the farmlands. We're in for hard times ahead. Since the Krug made off with most of our food stores and the farmers aren't delivering their grain to the mill, we won't be able to feed ourselves for more than a week at best. I tried to get to the beach to catch some fish, but it looks like the Krug left behind some of those terrible scrubs. I petitioned the guard captain to help clear the beach, but he doesn't seem to understand how much trouble we're in. And he doesn't want to remove any guards from the gates till they're repaired. I could never do it, but if you're brave and think you can clear off the beach, it would mean a lot to the townspeople. But, it's not a quest. But I'm pretty sure I already did that. Because I'm pretty sure it's the beach over there. And I did do that. So it's not a quest, though. But it's a thing I think I already did. So, I'm not going to go out of my way to do it, you know? Because pretty sure I already did it. Is this the church? No, this is the inn. I need to go to the church because that's where the archer lady is. There it is. I'm pretty sure she's also cheaper than the maid, but I might be.
Sorry for looking such a mess. I took an arrow in last night's battle, but I'm not really all that injured. Edwana's got me patched up, and I'm ready to get back into the fight again, if someone would just believe in me. If you need a good archer to escort you through the mess beyond Stonebridge, I'd be glad to help. I just need some gold to settle my healing bill. Interested?
She is a decent archer, but she is very expensive. I don't think I remembered she was that expensive. Okay, I'm not going to decline the offer.
The god's fire is in you, child. If you have need of potions, I have a few that may be of use and can be bought cheaply. Do you wish to see them?
Can I? Does she not even have summon skeleton? She doesn't, but she does have a second copy of the healing magic, which I might steal for a dude. Okay, that's pretty good. Fire spray sounds pretty good. I don't want to necessarily buy any spells right this second in case it fucks me over though. But we need resurrect, and that's part of the reason I kind of want her to be decent level. Dancing Zap is technically a summon. Summon Giant Rat is pretty good. What is, I think, the next damage spell we have access to that's worth getting? Oh, I can get Revive right now on my mate. He is high enough level. That could be worth getting, period. It would cost all of his mana depending on their stuff, though. Like, those are really good, but I can't afford them. Okay, let's see how much the mage is as well. I think the mage is more expensive, though. I think he's quite a bit more expensive. The only problem with hiring either of them is that I don't have enough money to, like, buy any equipment. If I hire her, I'll still have enough to get Revive, which is worth getting in case someone ends up fully dying.
We've not much to offer after the Krug raid. Who knows what them filthy creatures thought they'd find in poor old Eaton's Roost. Thankfully, they're gone now. Go if you must, but remember, Eaton's Roost is always open, rain or shine.
Thank you, sir. I didn't even know you. I don't think I've ever actually spoken to you. Are you the mage? No. The raid last night was terrible. I barely escaped with my life. When my sister hears about what the Krug did to us here, she'll be furious. Oh, but she'll be worried that I was hurt. She's an archer in the Legion stationed at Glacier. If you're going that way, could you tell her I'm all right? I'm sure she'll make it worth your while. Her name is Ada. Oh, I hope Ada's not worried about me. I have a feeling. Well, I never talked to this lady, but I feel like Ada might be a, like, potential follower, maybe. I don't know. Once again, I've never done that quest before because I didn't really like talking to random NPCs. Is he not in here? I thought he was in here. He's not in here. There is a corpse though. Lol lol lol. That guy died in a stupid way. Lol lol lol. I do hate when it fucks with my fucking screen without I think that might be the path out of town, which I don't want to do yet, so there must be another building. Am I just misremembering? Is there not a wizard in here somewhere? There was a wizard somewhere. Oh, there's a way out of town. Wait. I didn't see the wizard, though. I know he's... If you're heading north, we haven't seen anything but Krug come from that direction since the attack last night. Managed to clear Glitterville Pass, so it's gonna be a lot easier for us to secure the road when Captain gives the word. A new quest. I haven't talked to him either. Wow, I really just ignored a bunch of people last time I played this. There's also a distinct possibility that last time I played that when I was younger, I just ignored like all of these quests, and I'm pretty sure I accidentally ended up going to like a way higher level than me area. I thought for sure there was another hireling around here, but maybe I'm wrong. I know you can hire a donkey.
Krug. Puh! You ask me? We should have run the bastards out of these hills when we settled here. All those dung-eaters left me were a pair of jacks and a half-lame mare. The jacks I can part with for a price, though not for half as much as I could have a week ago. You interested?
Yeah, 320 for a pack mule is not bad. They have a shit ton of inventory space, which is quite nice. Well, maybe he's over. Maybe he's in. No, that's the mill. Is there even another building? Oh god, there's a woman here. Whoever taught those stupid Krug how to raise skeletons and set fire to good people's homes should be put to the 10 stone for what they've done. If the raid weren't bad enough, those Krug vermin had brought those terrible insects from the mountains. Am I blind? Maybe I just missed them. I don't want to like re-enter every building, but also I'm like 90% certain he exists. But maybe I'm wrong. Wait, there's a... No, that's the burnt building where the lady was, I think. Yeah, that's the burnt building. Oh, the beach is over here. This is the beach they're talking about. I know I said I was just gonna like enter town and stop, but I'm gonna clear the town. Oh, he's on defense. He's a meta character. Maggie. Yeah, him being in the front, I don't know. He's a melee. He should be. Actually, you know what? Yeah. Those are... What the fuck? One's dex based, that's all. That's different, but that one's better. But I can sell them for more money. I got lucky what dropped, holy shit. I'm getting real lucky drops, holy shit. Getting like a heartburn moment. Not ideal. I thought she said there were multiple. I've only seen not Craig. Perhaps. She said there were multiple. I only saw the one. Is there only one here? You can tell when he hits it because there's an impact. Let's run it closer to over here. Maybe there can't only be two. Is there seriously only two? Oh no, that just seems kinda pathetic. Whatever, maybe. I'm gonna assume there's only two. I didn't even get a quest to clear the beach, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. But I will sell after double checking if he, because maybe I'm blind. There he is. I am blind.
Greetings. I
He is
am
cheaper,
Zed
actually.
the Sorcerer, and as of late, Zed the Bard. I arrived, I am told, just in time to miss the biggest thing that's ever happened in this wretched village. If you can use a sorcerer, take me with you. I'd certainly like to see some excitement somewhere in this kingdom. Normally, I charge a fortune for my services, but I'd be willing to take somewhat less just to get out of this putrid place. Is my fee acceptable?
So you're cheaper. You have good intelligence and level 3 nature. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm actively training Allura to be a nature mage.
Oh, very well. Condemn me to stay here. I suppose I can go tip over a sleeping cow for fun. I hear that's positively a hoot in these parts. Are you ready to pay the price? If so, I'm ready to leave. Oh, very well. Condemn me to stay.
So if I wasn't actively making her a nature mage, I would debate hiring him instead. But I'm already... He's only one level higher than her. Which, to be fair, she's quite a way away from another level. But they're going to be identical, and they're reusing the same. Like, I don't know if I'm necessarily ready for another. Because I guess I could make her a hybrid, but like that feels strong start. Okay, I'm gonna save before I hire this lady, and then hire her because I think an archer would be useful. more useful than that fucking dude.
Sorry for looking such a mess. I took an arrow in last night's battle, but I'm not really all that injured. Adwana's got me patched. Naidi the archer is at your service. You just tell me where we're going, and I'll do everything I can to get us there alive.
She defaulted to... Yeah, that defends is not super helpful. She starts with the short recurve bow, which is good. You have both the other bows, though. How about those? Short recurve is better. I'm worried. That is precisely what I was worried about, in fact, was that it just pulled all of his fucking health potions away from him. Like, why do those... I guess those two really don't need a ton of them, but, like... You should have at least 3, like, Jesus. I know these two need more of them, but he shouldn't have no fucking ability to heal.
How may this servant of Azunai assist you today?
You may assist me by giving me the revive spell in case someone dies, and by buying this shitty bow. That's a level 3 spell. Fire spray I can use right now. Its damage is worse than fire shot. There's no point in buying a spell we can't use yet. Think that way. The mixed potions. So the mixed potions are nice, but the fact they can only be used once makes them worthless to me at this point. Because we don't have enough stats to use it, like for it to be worth using. Ow. Oh yeah. I was like, what weapon?
The blessings of Azunai the Defender upon you.
Fucking gave her.
Travel safely.
At 484, I'm gonna see how much those gloves were before I decide to not.
What can I show you today?
Those gloves were really good. 525. Unfortunate. They're good gloves, but I can't even afford them.
Thanks for coming by. Come back again soon.
I'm gonna have revive as my second spell. Just prep, just have it fucking prepped. We're gonna buy a donkey. This is the donkeys, eh?
I still got old Silverhoof and Flare if you're interested.
Old Silverhoof and Flare? Do I get to choose? No. It doesn't even... Oh! It does tell me which one it was.
I hope Flare hadn't given you too much trouble. How about making it a pair? I still got Silverhoof, if you're interested.
That's great. I love that. So the donkeys can fight. Just by the way, the donkeys do have the ability to fight back. It's just they won't. They choose not to. What they do instead is they run away. And then it's only if they are cornered do they fight back. Oh yeah, that one's extra. I forgot that that was. Oh yeah, the donkey can't use potions. Okay, we're gonna quick sell this chest piece and this staff, and then see if I can buy better armor for.
What can I show you today?
Thank you, sir. She has nothing. Well, she has the same chest piece at least, but it's not really good. Well, I say that, but it's better than most of the shit in the store. It's better than everything in the store. Oh, fuck. It's better than everything I can buy. Now, his hat is not. But before I buy a hat, I would rather buy her. That requires 13 strength. Nobody's got. Her a pair of gloves because they're cheap. Double check, everyone's got at least normal boots. Let's buy everyone a helmet. Everyone's got at least a helmet. Even if they're just the most basic fucking one. Oh yeah, they do have better armor. It's more expensive. Why is that more expensive than the better armor? I will never understand that. I just noticed that. That's a weird situation. I don't think there's a better bow than the short recurve that doesn't require stats. I know there are better bows, but I don't require stats. I don't think I can get his damage any better than it is. From the store at least. Except for the fucking, never mind, the mace does more damage than it does. It is a better shield, but how much is it? It's actually fairly cheap. He has that close. Let's look at the bows that are for sale. Nothing is better than the short recurve bow. Literally nothing is better than the short recurve bow. What I appreciate that I could afford a second copy of this better armor than what is being sold. But I can't afford what's being sold. This is so dumb. It's fine. He's not really gonna have access to an upgrade to it. She probably will. But she literally has 2 in her inventory. It's probably better to just give him shit that he can use.
Thanks for coming by. Come back again soon.
Is that only when I have everyone selected? Yeah, it is. How do I get him to be the main? It doesn't do it by order. That's the annoyance. That's better, actually, but not really. If you do that, he's in the middle, which I want. That. There's gotta be a way to change the party. I don't remember how to do it. It's been so... Oh, there we go. Disengage follow mode. That's how I separate the party. Yeah, if I put him in the front, Oh my god, we actually almost used all that time. That's crazy. Yeah, we should be fine. I'm gonna save and hop off right now. If anyone tuned into the stream even for a little bit, which I doubt fucking happened, but you know, in case it did, thanks, and bye-bye.